Hey people, what's up? Welcome back to What If, the show where we take reality and give it a good old twist. Look around, especially for those of us from the Canary Islands. We're literally surrounded by this, the ocean, the vast Atlantic. We see it every single day. We go to the beach, we complain if the waves are a bit too choppy. It's just part of our lives, right? A whopping 70% of our planet is covered in water. But because it's always there, we kind of take for granted that it always will be. Well, today we're going to seriously mess with our heads. What would happen if suddenly, right this second, all the world's oceans just disappeared? Poof, gone. Vanished, completely dry. The only water left is that little puddle in your bathtub after a shower. So, hold on tight, because this is going to be a long and very, very bumpy ride. The very first thing we'd notice would be the silence, an eerie, deafening quiet. And then, a roar unlike anything ever heard. Imagine the sound of trillions upon trillions of liters of water vanishing in an instant. It would create a colossal vacuum, a shockwave so powerful it would probably make our ears implode. But the visual would be the truly horrific part. In a single heart-stopping second, we'd be staring at the raw-exposed seabed. Every single whale, shark, dolphin, giant squid, and the countless trillions of fish would all just drop. They'd fall to the muddy, rocky bottom, miles below where they were just swimming. They would suffocate in minutes. The entire planet would become a global open-air fish graveyard. Man, can you even begin to imagine the smell? I'm not talking about the smell of a fish market on a hot day. I mean the smell of all marine life on the entire planet rotting at the exact same time. It would be a toxic, unbearable stench that would blanket the globe. But believe it or not, that, my friends, is the least of our problems. Remember the water cycle from school? The sun heats the sea, water evaporates, it forms clouds. The clouds drift over land, and it rains. That simple process is how we get rivers, lakes, and all the fresh water we need to drink and grow our food. Well, if there are no oceans, there is no evaporation, no more clouds, no more rain, ever again. Within just a few days, the sky would become a permanent, hauntingly clear, cloudless blue. Rivers, starved of their source, would stop flowing and begin to dry up. Lakes would shrink into puddles, and then into cracked, dusty basins. All of the planet's vegetation, from the mighty Amazon rainforest to the pine forests in the mountains, would wither and die. It's a simple equation. No rain, no plants. And no plants means no food. Global famine wouldn't be a risk. It would be a certainty. It would be total and absolute within a matter of months. The herbivores would be the first animals to go, and then the carnivores that feed on them would follow. The beautiful blue planet would literally become the brown planet, a dead, dusty husk. And what about the climate? Oh, this is where it gets really wild. The ocean acts as the world's giant thermostat. It absorbs the sun's heat during the day and distributes it around the globe, which is why coastal and island areas tend to have milder, more stable climates. Without that massive liquid thermostat, global temperatures would go absolutely insane. The days, under that relentless, cloudless sun, would become a scorching hellscape. We're talking oven-like temperatures, hot enough to bake the very ground we walk on. But the nights, without the ocean's warmth to act like a blanket, would be brutally, lethally freezing. Temperatures would plummet to dozens of degrees below zero every single night. Living on the surface would be impossible. We'd be like a rotisserie chicken by day and a flash-frozen fish stick by night. But hey, let's try to look at the bright side, and I'm using very heavy air quotes here. We would finally get to see the bottom of the sea. We could literally walk from here, from Tenerife, all the way to America. We'd discover the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, not as a line on a map, but as the world's longest and largest mountain range, now towering above a dry plain. The Mariana Trench would be a terrifyingly deep canyon, a scar plunging miles into the Earth's crust. We'd find everything: the Titanic sitting in the dark mud, sunken Spanish galleons, their treasures glinting in the harsh sun, lost submarines from forgotten wars, and we'd see the giant fiber optic cables that give us the internet just lying there, exposed and vulnerable, connecting the now dry continents. It would be the greatest and last archaeological discovery in human history. So, could we survive this apocalyptic scenario? The odds are not good. It would be almost impossible. The only water left on the entire planet would be the ice locked away at the poles, in Antarctica and Greenland, and the groundwater deep beneath the surface in aquifers. The few human survivors would be forced into a desperate migration towards the freezing poles, or driven to live a mole-like existence underground, digging wells like mad to find the last few drops of water. All while the surface above is a scorching, salty desert by day and a frozen wasteland by night. And just to add one final nail in our coffin, the very air we breathe would become toxic. You see, the tiny plankton in the ocean are responsible for producing over half of the world's oxygen, more than all the rainforests combined. Without the oceans, there's no plankton. Oxygen levels in the atmosphere would begin to plummet, making the air thin and eventually unbreathable. So the next time you go to the beach and you feel the cool water wash over your feet, take a second, think about it. It's not just salt water, it's the lifeblood of our planet. It's the engine that keeps us all alive. What a crazy mind trip, huh? Can you think of a what if crazier than this one? Let me know your ideas down in the comments. And if you held on and made it all the way to the end of this doomsday scenario, please smash that like button and follow me for more mind-bending journeys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.